Hello, friends. It's Chapo. I have a message now. For Pete Buttigieg, for his campaign, for his supporters, and for every rat fuck piece of shit involved in Shadow, Acronym, the DNC, and this entire empire of crime that in any just country would be under investigation by the FBI right now for election fraud. Here is my message.
Oh, we would actually be sending in troops.
Yeah. Oh, no.
If we were South American country right now.
Could you imagine if in any South or Central American country what happened last night took place?
The Organization of American States would be rolling.
Pete Buttigieg literally did the Juan Guaido playbook. If you don't think this guy is CIA affiliated by now, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This is straight out of the McKinsey CIA election stealing rat fucking playbook. He declared himself the victor exactly like Juan Guaido did with no support or evidence for it. So to that end, here is my message that I would like to read now and direct at Mayor Pete and his entire campaign and everyone who supports him. Hark! Triton, hark! Bellow bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths, full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime. To choke ye, engorging your organs till ye turn blue and bloated with bilge and brine and can scream no more. Only when he, crowned in cockle shells with slithering tentacle tail and steaming beard, take up his full befelled film arm, his coral tine trident screeching banshee-like in tempest and plunges right through your gullet, bursting ye a bulging bladder no more, but a blasted bloody film now, and nothing for the harpies and souls of the dead sailors to peck and claw and feed upon, only to be lapped up and swallowed by the infinite waters of the dread emperor himself. Forgotten to any man, to any time, forgotten to any god or devil, forgotten even to the sea, for any stuff, for part of Pete, even any scantling of your soul is Pete no more, but is now the sea itself. Woo! Woo! Okay, yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? hey,
I need a minute.
hey.
You know what? Pete killed a seagull. And that is a whole thing.
Bad luck to kill a seabird.
Pete may not be familiar with this concept as an Episcopalian. They're more concerned with their god, who I believe is Moloch. This is in the Tanakh, an unfamiliar set of books for them. But Bernie is our David. He has a covenant with God.
Yes.
And no weapon formed.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've said this before.
prosper.
Episcopalians are, to me, Catholic light. So, to me, he worships the cam girl of Babylon.
Okay.
Yeah, Pitbull comes out of the sea.
What is this? I'm sorry. I hate it. I really wish we could stop being right all the time. All the time.
It's so damn
I
hard.
don't want to take just a little victory lap here, maybe, because, I don't think Chris is going to have time to do this, but I do want to roll the tape from, I think, the second to last Beltway Garage, where Matt and I were doing some game theory about how I would play out. And I kind of think I called the exact Bernie percentage.
Woo!
Diggler magic.
And as well said about a year ago that Biden would collapse. That's not real. There's nobody for Biden.
Yep.
And
There's passive Biden.
passive Biden. Yes, Biden is it's a passive. It's your default state is Biden. Like Biden that's neutral.
But it wasn't just, I mean, other things happened too. Like, it wasn't just, okay, so you've got the app,
Shadow app.
the Shadow app.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of Shadow?
Who knows how much of it is conscious and how much of it is just incompetent. It doesn't matter. It's a distinction without a difference. We are not Gen Xers. We do not believe the truth will set us free. We've had whistleblowers since however long, and people just knowing things doesn't help. But we had the app, quote unquote, malfunctions. We had the Des Moines Register dropping the report. There were other things too. There was a call, with the DNC with all the candidates. They were allegedly just forgot to bring Bernie on it. And then when he did get on it, it was just the DNC like talking without questions. There was some out-of-state caucus volunteers that got shifted around. They thought that they could, because Bernie has a lot of out-of-state people in Iowa, and some people are like, well, we should only have Iowans, which is total bullshit, by the way. He's not running for president of Iowa. He's running for president of the fucking United States. By the way, carpetbaggers were good people.
They were the good
They
guys.
were the good guys. So there wasn't just that, and there was some rule switches that were very like that had people doing. They moved some caucus sites at the very last moment, and you can say it's relatively randomized. But for people who are Bernie supporters, who are in fact maybe more likely to have to plan in advance of stuff like this, that's more difficult for them, all of this stuff kept happening. And yet, everyone is going through fine, because of course they're going to cheat. They're like, fine. Everyone in the Iowa Bernie campaign, whether they're Iowan or out of state or out of country, whatever, they have completely anticipated this, and they are moving forward. And they are not being psyched out because they know they are doing well. They know that this was a win for them.
Again, really wish we weren't right all the time. Here's the thing. We've told you for months now, Pete Buttigieg is a rat-faced little CIA op. Yes, that's funny.
We broke that story.
His face is objectively awful to look at.
Yes.
And yes, he probably kills dogs for fun.
Clearly.
But what we've seen now, though.
We still need another source on the dog thing.
What we've seen now, though, is that he is not just a figure of fun. He is a risible figure that is fun to make fun of. He is a genuinely creepy and evil person who is backed by even more evil people.
The darkest forces. Northwest Positronics.
And he just straight up is trying to steal this fucking caucus for himself. Okay? So here's where I'm going
Based
now.
on flops and technicalities.
Yes. And just whining.
Yeah.
Just stealing.
He's trying to whine his way into the presidency.
He is trying to freak out and go imp mode, go rat and imp mode simultaneously, a phenomenon of quantum physics that has never been achieved.
So here's where I go right now. So yeah, Pete number 2, Elizabeth Warren finished in 3rd. Somehow I don't think her campaign, her surrogates, or her supporters will face the similar barrage of questions about her path to victory. But here's my thing now. If you're an Elizabeth Warren supporter, you're going to have to ask yourself, you're going to have to look in the mirror and really think hard to yourself about what you're doing and where you're going here. Do you want to get on board and stop this fucking rat fuck CIA op from being the opposition candidate and going on in this election? Or do you want to get on board Team Bernie? Look, I'm sorry I sent you all those snake emojis, but...
I'm not.
Oh, sorry about that. Maybe you will join us now in sending the rat emojis to Mayor Pete and his supporters. But here's the thing, though. I'm not going to, I don't have any control over you. You probably all fucking hate us by now anyway. But here's the deal. Do what you want to do, but what you do will determine where your immortal soul ends up after you die.
I'd like to do a brief bit of good cop, bad cop here, because I share Amy Klobuchar and Amber Frost's theory that, yes, it is better to rule by fear than by love. So I want to give a shout out to a very special fan, the person at the Iowa caucus wearing all this Warren shit, who came up to me and said he was a huge fan of our show. Fuck you, asshole.
Well, I will say this.
Get in line.
Get in line.
He wanted us to both to take a selfie, and God bless, Virgil doesn't like taking selfies, but he's been feeling more, open and friendly.
I've been vibing.
Feeling the Christmas spirit.
So many awesome shooters. He wants to fucking show appreciation, so he kind of went default, and he didn't even really think about it. But I saw that Warren button, I just was like, fuck off, and I just walked away. And afterwards, Virgil's like, yeah, I should not have let that.
Yeah, but rational.
It's over.
It was automatic.
No,
Now
it's
thinking
done. It's
rationally.
done for.
I will play medium cop. You
For medium.com?
Yeah, medium.com.
Medium cop. Hey, go to bed out there.
So I policed a thing.
You have the right to remain so tiny.
Oh God!
You can have a phone call. I hope it's to me. Ooh.
Disgusting.
Oh, fuck.
Disgusting.
I can keep doing this all day.
Yes, please don't.
All right.
I should never have given them that rebound.
Look. You tried to grief our game. you lagged out of the server while the captain of your esports team went, "It's hot structural goal summer. I'm swiping left on corruption, fam.
No, I love hot structural girl summer.
I like it too.
I'm gonna
It's split the pod.
I'm gonna eat the banks." Like she was doing that in your Discord call, and you were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But like, look, we've had our differences. You guys, you kind of ate it. You're not going to do well in New Hampshire because Elizabeth Warren has broken ties with longtime friend and supporter Dave Portnoy and BarstoolSports.com. Elizabeth Warren canceled, this was in the news, she canceled $350,000 worth of flights to pizza restaurants Dave Portnoy was going to review with her. She's dead in the water in New Hampshire. Nevada, who knows? Probably not good. I haven't read the polls, but I can't imagine it's great. She's not going to have a lot of momentum. But you can join us. You can join us in this new world of rat killing.
So, I don't know if any of our listeners read. They probably don't. But I wrote something for my old column in the Baffler called "It's Bernie Bitch," which was an unequivocated, support for Bernie Sanders, and it got pulled for reasons they said were related to their 501c3 status. However, multiple 501c3s offered to rerun it, and it ended up going again in Jacobin, which is also a 501c3.
Weird.
So it's really weird. It's like you don't want to get paranoid about these things.
Strange. Who's right? I don't know. Who's to say?
I don't. Who's to say?
Yeah.
But in it, I offered a final path out for what I call the pessimists, the media who were they considered themselves intelligent by being pessimistic about our political possibility, the political potential of social democracy. And I said, look, this is kind of your last chance, so get aboard. I have to say, we cannot forget, but this is kind of a last-minute moment where we could forgive.
Yep.
You have one last fucking chance to save your immortal soul.
Yes.
Because you have seen what hedging your bets have done, jumping on Warren,